In the world of football, some matches are remembered not for the trophies lifted or the records broken, but for the sheer defiance of fate. Among these tales, one stands above all: the night of May 25, 2005, at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul. A night when hope was shattered, only to be reborn in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. This is the story of how Liverpool Football Club, outgunned and outclassed, faced the might of AC Milan, one of the most feared teams in Europe. Trailing 3-0 at halftime, with defeat seemingly inevitable, Liverpool's players returned to the pitch not just to play, but to fight for pride, for their fans, and for a miracle. In the span of 6 minutes, they achieved the impossible, leveling the score against the stunned Milan side. What followed was a battle of wills, a test of nerves, and a showcase of unbreakable spirit that would echo through football history for decades to come. This is more than just a story of tactics and goals. It is a story of belief, leadership, and the power of never giving up. A story that proves football is not just a game, but a stage for the most profound human emotions. This is the miracle of Istanbul. Liverpool's journey to Istanbul wasn't just about tactics and goals, it was about belief. Managed by Rafael Benitez, who was in his first season at Anfield, Liverpool's campaign was defined by resilience and grit. The squad was a mix of seasoned veterans like Jamie Carragher and rising talents such as Xabi Alonso. Yet, few saw them as potential champions. The group stage match against Olympiacos was a turning point. Trailing 1-0 and needing 3 goals to advance, the Reds mounted an astonishing comeback. When Steven Gerrard smashed home a long-range strike to make it 3-1, the roar from Anfield was deafening. Gerrard's celebration, fist pumping and eyes blazing, became the symbol of Liverpool's never-say-die spirit. That night, a sense of destiny began to form around the team. In the knockout rounds, Benitez's tactical prowess came to the fore. Against Juventus, his decision to pack the midfield stifled the Italians. The semi-final against Chelsea was another masterclass in strategy and mental toughness, decided by Luis Garcia's controversial ghost goal. As the players celebrated reaching the final, Gerrard's words resonated: "We're not done yet." AC Milan's path, in contrast, was one of dominance. Carlo Ancelotti's side dismantled opponents with surgical precision. The midfield trio of Pirlo, Seedorf, and Gattuso was seen as unstoppable, while Kaká was at the peak of his powers. For Milan, anything less than lifting the trophy would be a failure. May 25, 2005, the sun had dipped behind the Istanbul skyline, casting a shadow over the Atatürk Olympic Stadium. As the teams lined up, Liverpool fans held their breath. Within 50 seconds, that breath was stolen. Paolo Maldini's volley from a Pirlo free kick was a gut punch. The scoreboard blinked 1-0, and the shock was palpable. For Liverpool, the first half was a blur of Milan attacks. Kaká was a spectre, gliding past defenders with ease. His pass for Hernan Crespo's second goal, a no-look through ball that split the defense, was artistry in motion. As Crespo's chip sailed over Jerzy Dudek for Milan's third, the despair among Liverpool fans was raw. Some wept, others stared in disbelief. In the Liverpool dressing room, the silence was suffocating. Benitez, despite the chaos, was a picture of calm. He gathered his players and spoke with a clarity that cut through the gloom. The introduction of Dietmar Hamann was pivotal, not just tactically, but psychologically. It signaled that Liverpool were not giving up. As the players prepared to return, the distant sound of "You'll Never Walk Alone" filtered through the walls, growing louder with every note. The second half began with a different Liverpool, a team reborn. Benitez's tactical switch to a 3-5-2 formation flooded the midfield, cutting off Pirlo's passing lanes. The introduction of Hamann was genius, allowing Steven Gerrard to push forward with more freedom. When Gerrard's header found the net in the 54th minute, the dam broke. His celebration, arms flailing, urging the fans to believe, was the spark that ignited a firestorm. 2 minutes later, Smicer's low strike made it 3-2. The disbelief on the Milan players' faces was clear. They had been invincible, and now they were vulnerable. The penalty awarded to Liverpool in the 60th minute was a defining moment. As Xabi Alonso stepped up, the weight of a city rested on his shoulders. Dida's save sent hearts sinking, but Alonso's follow-up strike sent them soaring. As the ball hit the net, the noise was thunderous. 3-3. The impossible had been made possible. In the stands, some fans openly wept, clinging to each other, their voices hoarse but defiant. For Milan, the realization that they were in a fight for survival was a psychological blow that no tactics could fix. Extra time was a siege. AC Milan, desperate to reclaim the lead, attacked relentlessly. Andriy Shevchenko, Milan's talisman, was a man possessed. His dribbles sliced through Liverpool's tired legs, and only desperate defending kept the Italians at bay. The defining moment came in the 118th minute. Shevchenko's header, from point-blank range, seemed destined to burst the net. Jerzy Dudek, in an act of pure reflex, parried it. But the ball fell to Shevchenko's feet for what looked like a certain winner. Dudek, scrambling, threw himself blindly and somehow blocked the follow-up. The disbelief on Shevchenko's face was shared by millions watching. Dudek's heroics were not just saves, they were psychological daggers. Milan's aura was shattered, and as the whistle blew for penalties, Liverpool's players walked with a confidence that belied their exhaustion. The penalty shootout was a test of courage and mind games. Jerzy Dudek, inspired by Bruce Grobbelaar's antics from the 1984 final, danced on the line, waving his arms, shifting his weight unpredictably. The sight was bizarre, almost comical, but it worked. Serginho's penalty sailed high into the Istanbul night. Pirlo's shot was saved. As Liverpool converted theirs with ice-cold precision, the pressure on Milan became unbearable. When Shevchenko stepped up, Milan's final hope, the world held its breath. Dudek guessed right, parrying the shot and sealing the miracle. Liverpool's bench exploded. Steven Gerrard collapsed to his knees, face buried in his hands, overwhelmed by the enormity of what they had achieved. As the trophy was lifted, the Liverpool end of the stadium was a sea of red, the chorus of "You'll Never Walk Alone" echoing into the night. The miracle of Istanbul did more than secure Liverpool's fifth European Cup. It redefined what was possible in football. Analysts dissected the match for years, exploring how tactics, psychology, and sheer willpower had aligned for Liverpool. Benitez's reputation as a tactical genius was cemented, while Gerrard's performance became the stuff of legend. For AC Milan, the scars were deep. Shevchenko, who left for Chelsea the following year, never fully escaped the shadow of that night. Milan's eventual triumph in the 2007 Champions League was seen as redemption, but Istanbul remained a haunting memory. Even years later, players who were part of that night spoke of it with reverence. As Gerrard put it, "It was the best and worst night of my life. Best because of the comeback, worst because I never felt so broken and alive at the same time." The match wasn't just a football game. It was a parable of hope, belief, and the indomitable human spirit. For Liverpool fans, it was proof that no cause is ever truly lost. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed reliving the miracle of Istanbul, one of football's greatest comebacks. Your support means a lot to us. If you love this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more iconic football moments. Stay tuned for more incredible tales from the world of football. Until next time, keep the passion alive.